Storytelling comes to us through many forms of media.
Of course, we have our books and movies, but one of the most immersive forms is through video games.
They put the player in a position to actively contribute to the story where most other mediums do not.
As practicing filmmakers with a combined 20 years of experience in video production, we notice there are some games that are exceptionally cinematic.
So, why not try and take some of those scenes and recreate them as an exploration in the art of filmmaking?
This is Cutscene. Hello, welcome to Cutscene, the show where we take video game cutscenes and recreate them shot for shot in live action with the sole intent of learning filmmaking techniques. I am Chris Vielbaum.
And my legal name is Jordan Hicks. And our plan is to select a cutscene, watch and break down the scene for shot composition, camera moves, character blocking, lighting, editing, and even VFX. All with a limited budget and sometimes limited skill set.
This is an exploration, a chance for Jordan and I to learn and grow our skill sets as filmmakers. But we also wanted to give you, the viewer, a chance to learn and grow with us. Like any art form, filmmaking needs practice to make perfection, which is 100% what this show is about.
But most importantly, we want to have fun along the way.
Let's get into it. So for our first episode of the show, we wanted to pull a scene from a game that heavily influenced our aspirations as filmmakers. Personally speaking, the whole franchise of games inspired me to produce my very first film ever, and two other ones inspired by that world.
Yeah, I was not in that first film. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
But the game series is one of my favorites, so I am extremely thankful to have been in those next two films. It helped me grow as, not only as a person, but as a performer, and doing stuff in film, because those two films, they weren't my first ones, but they were pretty close to where I started doing film. But they're probably wondering, what game series are we even talking about?
Well, isn't it obvious?
It would be more obvious if I would actually shave my full beard and just keep the mustache.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Uncharted franchise. But for the scene that we chose a scene from Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first game in the franchise, developed by Naughty Dog and released for the PlayStation 3 in 2007.
This game is really considered as a launch pad to the cinematic gaming experience, which is so popular today. I mean, these games are just blockbuster action films, from character dialogue to explosive set pieces.
Blockbuster action films that we actually play.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, we didn't go to that extreme, like with the explosive set pieces. We're not there yet. This is our first episode. But we still wanted to challenge ourselves with something to learn from whatever scene we pulled from. Just so you know, we did already shoot and edit the scene. But we want to show you the scene from the game itself so you know what we had to work with. So, here we go.
I'll be damned.
Must have come up the river during flood season and gotten stuck. Let's check it out, huh?
Wait. Something about this feels kind of hinky.
Hinky. You act like you've never seen a German U-boat in the middle of the jungle before.
I'm being serious, Nate.
I tell you what, why don't you stay here? I'll check it out myself. I'll call you if I run into any Nazis.
Yeah, right. You do that.
Oh, wait. Hold on to this for me, will you? Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to do this the hard way.
Obvious things that we'll have to deal with.
putting a German U-boat in the middle of a river.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of budget to just buy a 1930s German U-boat.
Yeah, we're just gonna grab it real quick. The outdoorsy part is
Yeah.
thank goodness we live in a
Well, I mean, we live in a woodsy-ish area, but it's not what
jungle.
Peru. It's not. Yeah, it's not a Peruvian jungle.
No, we're definitely unfortunately don't live in Peru.
As in terms of the shots themselves, though, I mean, what relatively easy to look at. Some very subtle camera moves.
Yeah.
The camera is moving in just about every shot, up, down, or just like a little bit of like a pivot type of thing. There's just two of us. How did we do the camera moves?
How do we do the camera moves?
So, and then character blocking, I mean, it's just two people walking up to the
Opening
into the clearing to see the U-boat. Especially the shots of us seeing the U-boat, you almost get the full U-boat in frame.
Yeah.
And the characters are such like a small foreground to it.
Yeah.
So the ways that we did counteract this, some of the stuff that we acknowledged. So obviously we're not in Peru.
No.
So we found a beautiful state park up north in Wisconsin, and bought a day pass. There was our budget.
Yeah.
The $10 or whatever it was.
$10.
$10 for the parking pass. So we found a woodsy area and it had a nice stream.
Yeah.
As for the U-boat itself, I actually just tried to pull the actual U-boat from the game.
Yeah.
And then as for the camera moves, since we didn't have a crew with us, the camera moves are all done in post.
Yeah.
Why don't we break down we're not breaking down squat. I'm going to break down what I did in the edit.
Yeah, he's big baller over here.
Come with me. So, editing this was kind of difficult. Because of the lack of crew we had, we couldn't shoot the way we would have liked to have shot. If we had a crew, we could have had a boom microphone or a boom holder of sorts on site, and then we also could have done the camera moves on set instead of trying to do it in post. The biggest struggle, of course, of all, though, was getting this U-boat into the little stream that we were shooting at. So we were working with a stream that looked like this. So this is the still frame that I started with of the stream that we were going to place the U-boat in, and then we also had shots of Jordan and myself walking up to a green screen at a completely different location. If you can't tell, this part was really difficult because I had never done anything like masking and tracking that way. But a few months after we shot the scene, Final Cut, the software that I choose to use, released an update, and they added a magnetic track tool, which was really, really cool. So I was able to track in the shots of Jordan and I approaching like the U-boat. So Jordan and I, after I tracked us and removed the green screen effect, I had to scale us because we were much bigger in the original shot, so that we only took up a corner of the screen, and then in the official cut, we had to add the camera move of the sliding back and the slight pan up. And this is what we accomplished. So now it is my pleasure to show you our version of the scene that we recreated shot for shot in live action for you. Let's take a look.
Whoa, I'll be damned. Must have come up the river during flood season and gotten stuck. Let's check it out, huh?
No, wait. Something about this feels kind of hinky.
Hinky. You're acting like you've never seen a German U-boat in the middle of the jungle before.
Being serious, Nate.
I'll tell you what, you stay here, I'll check it out myself. I'll call you if I run into any Nazis.
Yeah, you do that.
Ooh, wait. Hold on to this for me, will you? Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to do this the hard way.
So there you have it. There's the scene. Not perfect. I feel like we were very constricted by more so the amount of people that we had. I mean, it was just us two.
Right.
So we had to do all the setup and then all that stuff ourselves, and the editing was all me. And there's a couple of things I wish I was able to do. I do wish there was a way I could get a better resolution U-boat. But in terms of how the effect actually looks, I think it turned out not too bad.
No, I definitely enjoyed the look of it for what we had, and there was a different. It's hard to get like perfect shots for the scene itself, seeing as it's a park. It's just two of us as well, so people are coming in and out, and we have to we can't just like shut down the park yet.
Yeah.
So just being conscious of our time, the area we wanted to use. We did walk around the entire park to find a couple perfect spots for the shots. Obviously, we used multiple spots.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. And then just the whole process of like getting our green screen shots. I mean, that day it was extremely windy, and just trying to get that all together.
With it being windy too, I think that like within the edit, it actually tracked very well the green screen. Like even with the wind ripples going through the green screen, we were able to isolate the image from the green screen just fine. I would say the hardest part of the green screen is the fact that you and I, because we couldn't get the actual costumes, because that would have cost us more money than we had.
Yeah.
We were both wearing an off green.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So that, if anything, that it was probably the more difficult part of the green screen.
Yeah.
But with the fine tuning that I did with the edit and how it came together, it worked out pretty okay.
Pretty okay.
Yeah.
Like most pilots, this episode is admittedly a little all over the place. Well, we're excited about the future and the help we hope to receive in order to create the best content. We plan to provide more in-depth insight, but we can't do that without your help.
In the description, you will find a link to our Patreon page. We have a different approach to our subscription tiers by only offering one tier, but that one tier will get you access to a lot of cool stuff. For starters, every content that we produce will be made available on the page immediately after it's finished. That way you don't have to wait for the public release, which might be months away.
And once we reach our targeted Patreon audience, we plan to produce a variety of other media projects. Our Patreon members receive a behind-the-scenes look at our budget. That way they know exactly where their money is going. Plus, they receive priority in recommending exactly what they want to see from us.
With every member that we have, the more we can offer in return. It is only $3 a month. So if you're willing and able to contribute, we would greatly appreciate it. And we promise to continue putting our best efforts into creating the best content possible. We cannot thank you enough for your continued support. My name is Chris Vielbaum.
And I'm Jordan Hicks.
And we will see you next time on Cut
Scene.